Have you ever worried about the future? Maybe you're in your 60s, maybe your 70s, and you look ahead and feel a knot in your stomach because retirement savings, well, there aren't any. Or perhaps there's just a tiny bit, but it feels like nowhere near enough to live on. It's a heavy burden, isn't it? That feeling of being adrift, wondering how you'll manage in the coming years, when perhaps your energy isn't what it used to be, or health concerns are starting to appear. It's a reality far too many face, and it can feel overwhelming, even impossible to overcome. You might feel regret, or fear, or even a sense of shame, thinking it's too late, that you've missed your chance. But what if I told you that feeling is wrong? What if there are practical, achievable steps you can take right now, starting today, that can significantly improve your financial security and peace of mind? It's not about magic or getting rich quick. It's about clear, focused action. See in this video, we're going to walk through 5 specific steps that can help you build a more secure future, even if you're starting from scratch in your 60s or 70s. These aren't complicated financial schemes. They are actionable strategies you can begin implementing immediately. You might be surprised at what's still possible. Stick with me, and let's look at how you can take back control and build a foundation for the years ahead. Watch to the end for something that will surprise you about what's truly within your reach. Let's dive right into the first, and perhaps most crucial, step. It's about facing the situation head-on, without flinching, and creating a clear picture of where you stand. You see, sometimes the fear of not knowing is worse than the reality itself. When you avoid looking at bank statements, bills, or potential income, that fear can grow into a paralyzing monster. So, step 1 is simply this: face the reality of your current finances and create a basic, honest budget. This means gathering up all your paperwork, bank statements, bills for utilities, rent or mortgage, insurance, credit cards, anything that shows money coming in and, more importantly, money going out. Sit down with a cup of tea, take a deep breath, and just look at the numbers. What income do you have right now? This might be Social Security, a small pension if you're lucky, or perhaps income from a current job. Write it down. Now, list all your expenses, every single one: rent or mortgage, property taxes, insurance, health, home, car, utilities, electricity, gas, water, internet, phone, food, transportation, gas, public transport, car maintenance, medications, any debt payments, credit cards, loans. Don't forget smaller things like subscriptions, hobbies, or occasional treats. Be completely honest with yourself. This isn't about judgment. It's about understanding. Once you have these 2 lists, income and expenses, compare them. Is your income more than your expenses? Are they roughly equal, or are you spending more than you're bringing in? For many facing this situation, the expenses will likely be higher than the income, or the income feels stretched incredibly thin. This is the painful reality we mentioned earlier, but seeing it written down is the first step towards changing it. This basic budget isn't a punishment. It's your roadmap. It shows you exactly where your money is going. Now, the next part of this first step is to categorize your expenses into needs and wants. Needs are things you absolutely must pay to live: housing, basic utilities, essential food, necessary medications. Wants are things that improve your life, but aren't strictly essential: dining out, entertainment, new clothes you don't desperately need, subscriptions you rarely use. Be strict but fair with yourself. Seeing these categories will show you where your money is going beyond the absolute essentials. This exercise isn't about feeling deprived. It's about identifying areas where you might be able to make adjustments later. Just the act of writing it down can be incredibly empowering because it transforms a vague, terrifying problem into a concrete set of numbers you can work with. Don't expect to solve everything in this first step, but completing this budget is non-negotiable. It's the foundation upon which all other steps are built. You cannot build a secure future without knowing your starting point. Take your time, be thorough, and don't be afraid of the numbers. They are just information. Now, armed with that clear picture of your finances. The second step is about increasing the money coming in. For many people in their 60s and 70s who didn't retire with savings, this often means finding ways to earn income, even if it's not a traditional full-time job. The thought of working again, or continuing to work when you expected to be retired, can be disheartening. I know. But think of it not as a setback, but as an opportunity to use your lifetime of skills and experience. What have you done in your career? What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? Can you turn any of those skills into income? This doesn't have to be backbreaking labor. Perhaps you have administrative skills and could offer virtual assistant services to a small business from home. Maybe you're great with people and could work part-time in a local shop, a library, or as a receptionist. Are you handy around the house? Could you offer minor repair services to neighbors? Do you enjoy gardening? Maybe you can help others with theirs. Love animals. Pet sitting or dog walking is an option. Can you cook or bake well? Selling baked goods or offering simple meal prep for busy families is a possibility. The key here is creativity and leveraging what you already know and can do. Don't dismiss anything too quickly. Even a few hours a week at minimum wage can make a difference, especially when combined with other steps. Think about flexibility. Many employers are now more open to part-time or flexible hours, especially for experienced workers who are reliable. Look for opportunities specifically advertised for seniors or those offering flexible schedules. The gig economy isn't just for young people. Websites and apps exist for finding freelance work in everything from writing and editing to graphic design and online tutoring. If you have a specific skill like bookkeeping, writing, coding, or design, you might be able to find freelance clients. Consider leveraging hobbies. If you knit, paint, woodcraft, or make jewelry, could you sell your creations at local craft fairs, online platforms like Etsy, or even through social media? It might start small, but it can grow. What about tutoring? If you excelled in a particular subject in school or have professional expertise, could you tutor students? This can often be done online from your home. The goal isn't necessarily to replace a full retirement income overnight, but to supplement your existing income, perhaps Social Security, or a small pension, to a level that makes your budget work. Even a few hundred extra pounds or dollars a month can significantly ease the pressure and provide a buffer for unexpected expenses. Don't underestimate the value of your life experience and the skills you've acquired over decades. They are valuable assets that can be used to generate income right now. Talk to people you know, explore online job boards, visit local businesses, and think outside the box. The opportunities might not be immediately obvious, but they are out there. This step requires action and persistence. But the potential reward, increased financial stability, is immense. Finding ways to bring in even a little extra money is a critical piece of the puzzle when you're building security from scratch. Now that we've looked at facing the numbers and boosting income, let's turn our attention to the other side of the equation: expenses. Step 3 is about ruthlessly cutting costs and finding free or low-cost resources. Remember that budget you created in Step 1. Now it becomes your action plan for reducing spending. Go through that list of expenses line by line and ask yourself, is this absolutely necessary? Can I reduce this cost? Be honest and be tough. Start with the wants category. Any subscriptions you don't use regularly, cancel them. Are you eating out or getting takeaways more often than you should? Cut back drastically or eliminate it entirely for a while. Can you find cheaper alternatives for entertainment instead of going to the cinema? Have a movie night at home. Look for free local events, concerts in the park, or free museum days. Hobbies can be expensive. Can you find lower-cost ways to enjoy them? Maybe swap materials with others or find free online resources. Now, look at the needs. These are harder to cut, but often there are ways to reduce them. Can you shop smarter for groceries? Plan your meals. Buy items on sale. Use coupons or loyalty programs. Avoid convenience foods and reduce food waste. Buying generic brands can often save a surprising amount. Are your utility bills high? Look into energy-saving measures, unplugging electronics when not in use, adjusting your thermostat, sealing drafts around windows and doors, Switching to energy-efficient light bulbs. Check if your utility company offers free energy audits or programs for low-income households. Transportation costs. Can you walk, bike, or use public transport more often instead of driving? If you have a car. Is there a cheaper insurance option? Can you carpool debt payments, especially credit cards with high interest? Can be crippling. Prioritize paying down high-interest debt as quickly as possible. Explore options like consolidating debt if the interest rate is lower, but be cautious of fees and terms. For recurring bills like phone or internet, call the providers and ask if there are cheaper plans available, or if they can offer you a discount. Sometimes just asking is enough. Don't be afraid to negotiate. Beyond just cutting, actively look for free or low-cost resources available in your community or online. Public libraries offer not just books, but often free internet access, computer use, classes, and even movie or music streaming services. Community centers often have free or low-cost activities and social events. Are there local food banks or pantries if groceries are a struggle? Many churches and charities offer assistance with food, clothing, or even help with utility bills and emergencies. Look for senior centers. They often provide affordable meals, social activities, and information on local resources. Explore free educational resources online. You can learn new skills or brush up on old ones without paying for courses. Check government websites for programs that offer discounts on utilities, internet, or phone services for eligible seniors or low-income individuals. This step is about being resourceful and eliminating unnecessary spending. It requires discipline, but every pound or dollar saved is a step towards greater security. It's about distinguishing between what you truly need to live safely and healthily, and what are optional extras for a while. Those optional extras might need to take a back seat. This isn't about living miserably. It's about making smart choices now to build a more stable future. Cutting expenses drastically, even temporarily, can free up significant funds that can be used more effectively. Perhaps for unexpected costs, or even just to reduce the stress of living paycheck to paycheck. Moving on from tightening the belt and finding freebies. The fourth step is absolutely vital. Understand and claim every single government benefit, pension, or assistance program you are entitled to. This is money that is rightfully yours, designed to provide a safety net. And far too many people, especially seniors, don't claim everything they could be getting because they don't know about the programs, think they aren't eligible, or find the application process daunting. This is not the time to be too proud or too intimidated. This is crucial income you might be missing out on. Start with the obvious Social Security or the equivalent state pension in your country. Are you already receiving it? If not, check your eligibility and apply immediately. Have you worked enough qualifying years, even if you haven't? There might be spousal or survivor benefits you are eligible for based on a current or deceased spouse's work record. Don't assume you know the rules. Look them up or talk to someone at the relevant government agency. The rules can be complex, and it's worth investigating thoroughly. Beyond the main state pension, what other benefits might be available in many countries? There are benefits specifically for low-income seniors, such as supplemental income programs. There might be help with housing costs, like rent assistance or property tax relief. Look into programs that help with utility bills, especially during cold winters or hot summers. Are there programs for prescription drug costs or other healthcare expenses? Many countries have assistance programs for healthcare, specifically for those with lower incomes. What about food assistance programs, like food stamps or equivalent vouchers? These can significantly reduce your grocery bill. Don't forget about less common benefits. Sometimes there is assistance for transportation, heating fuel, or even minor home repairs to make your living situation safer. The specific names and types of programs will vary depending on where you live. Even within the same country, state, or local programs might exist alongside national ones. So, the action here is to do your research. How do you find out about these programs? Start with the official government websites for senior services. Social Security, welfare, or benefits. These websites often list available programs and eligibility requirements. It can be confusing, so don't hesitate to seek help. Senior centers often have staff or volunteers who can help you understand and apply for benefits. Nonprofit organizations focused on elder care or poverty reduction can also be excellent resources. They often have expertise in navigating the bureaucracy and can help you fill out complicated forms. Libraries sometimes offer free sessions with experts who can provide guidance. Don't give up if the first place you look isn't helpful. Be persistent. Make phone calls. Visit offices if you can. And ask for help. Bring all your financial information, income, expenses, assets with you, as you'll likely need it for applications. Even if you think you might not qualify, it's worth checking. Eligibility rules can be complex, and you might be eligible for something you weren't aware of. For example, eligibility often depends not just on income, but also on your assets. However, certain assets, like your primary home, are often excluded. This step is about ensuring you are receiving every penny you are legally entitled to. It's not a handout. It's support designed to help people in your situation. Maximizing your benefit income can be one of the most significant steps you take to improve your financial stability without having to earn more money. Don't leave money on the table. Now we arrive at the fifth and final key step, which often involves looking at your most significant asset and potentially your largest expense, your housing situation. For many people, their home is their only real asset, and owning or even renting a home is typically their biggest monthly cost. If you own your home, but have no retirement savings, exploring your housing options is critical. Could downsizing to a smaller, less expensive home or apartment free up capital or significantly reduce your monthly expenses? Mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, utilities. Selling a larger home and moving to a smaller one could potentially give you a lump sum of cash, which, while perhaps not a full retirement fund, could provide a cushion for several years, supplement your income, or allow you to move somewhere with a lower cost of living. This is a big decision, often emotionally difficult, as your home holds memories and familiarity. But approaching it from a purely financial perspective for a moment is important. What are the costs of staying versus the potential financial benefits of moving? Another option if you own your home might be a reverse mortgage. Now, this is something that requires very careful consideration and professional advice, but it's an option people in their 60s and older might explore. A reverse mortgage allows homeowners to convert a portion of their home equity into cash. You receive payments from the lender, and the loan is repaid when you move out, sell the home, or pass away. You retain ownership of the home. However, reverse mortgages have fees, interest accrues, and there are conditions you must meet, like continuing to pay property taxes and homeowners insurance and maintaining the home. They are not right for everyone and can be complex. So if you consider this, it is absolutely essential to talk to a reputable, independent financial advisor or counselor who specializes in reverse mortgages and isn't trying to sell you one. Get advice from someone looking out for your best interests, not just a commission. What if you rent? If your rent is very high for your income, can you find a smaller, cheaper apartment? Could you consider shared living arrangements? Living with a roommate, a family member if feasible and desirable, or in a shared housing situation designed for seniors could drastically reduce your housing costs, utilities, and even food expenses if you share meals. While this might not be everyone's ideal, in a situation with no savings, it can be a very practical way to make your income stretch much further. Are there subsidized housing options for seniors in your area? The waiting lists can be long, but it's worth applying if you are eligible. Explore all possibilities, even those that initially seem unappealing. Sometimes, temporary adjustments can pave the way for greater security down the road. This fifth step is perhaps the most complex because it often involves significant personal decisions about where and how you live. It's not just about numbers. It's about your lifestyle and comfort. But housing costs are such a huge part of most people's expenses that addressing them is often necessary when finances are tight. Think creatively and be open to different possibilities. Could you move to a less expensive town or even state country? This is a drastic step, but depending on your ties and health, it might be an option that opens up significant financial possibilities due to lower living costs. This isn't about forcing yourself into an unhappy situation, but about understanding all your options and making informed choices that prioritize long-term stability. So, we've covered facing the reality and budgeting, boosting your income, cutting expenses, claiming benefits, and exploring your housing options. These 5 steps, taken together and implemented consistently, form a powerful plan. It's not easy, and it requires hard work and sometimes difficult choices. But it is absolutely possible to improve your financial situation, even starting in your 60s or 70s with no savings. Remember, you have decades of experience, resilience, and wisdom. Don't underestimate yourself. This is not about becoming wealthy overnight. It's about creating stability, reducing stress, and building a future where you feel more secure. It's about taking control back from that feeling of being overwhelmed. The surprising thing I mentioned at the beginning, it's how much impact these seemingly simple steps can have when you commit to them. It's not just about the money. It's about the peace of mind that comes from taking action and feeling like you are in control of your future. Again. It's easy to feel like a victim of circumstances, but you have the power to change things, one step at a time. Don't compare yourself to others who might have retired comfortably. Your journey is your own, and you are taking positive steps right now. Every small success, every expense cut, every bit of extra income earned, every benefit claimed, every thoughtful decision about housing adds up. It builds momentum and, more importantly, it builds hope. This path requires patience and perseverance. There will be challenges, and some days will be harder than others. But keep coming back to your budget. Keep looking for opportunities to earn, save, and claim benefits. And keep evaluating your housing. Talk to trusted friends or family if you feel comfortable sharing, or seek out nonprofit resources for support. You don't have to do this alone. Remember, small changes made consistently over time can make a truly significant difference to your financial health and your overall well-being. If any of these steps resonated with you, or if you have your own experiences or tips to share about navigating finances later in life, please leave a comment below. Your insights could help someone else who is facing a similar situation. We are a community here, and sharing our journeys can be incredibly valuable. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. That tells me I'm creating content that matters to you. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel for more practical advice and encouragement on living your best life at every age. Remember, it is never too late to take steps towards a more secure future. You are capable, and you can do this. Keep moving forward, stay positive, and live your best life at every age.